Hello, everyone out there in podcast world. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I feel like every single time we go live, we're laughing about something.
It's literally as you press the button, someone says something stupid, and we're always laughing, which is good. We're in a good mood.
You're listening to our Washington, the Service Business Mastery podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tersh Blissett, sitting virtually next to my co-host, Joshua Crouch. Today, we're going to talk with Kevin Thornton with JB Warranties, and we're going to talk about several different things, but we're super excited to talk about the partnership between JB Warranties and Sera. Sera's one of our sponsors of the show. Billy, he's one of the originals that really helped us to step up our production efforts in general. So we're super excited to see how that integration works, because we know Josh has been the person, I've been the person that's in charge of entering warranties after they're sold. Sometimes that can be a challenge. There's definitely times where it's like an afterthought and you're like, oh crap, I was supposed to register that warranty. And so I'm super excited.
Or worse. And I know, and there was a post out there the other day, and I was commenting on there because people were talking about warranties and their self-warranting stuff. And they're like, well, that's the way we've always done it. It's fine.
Yep.
I said, well, you may want to talk to someone about that, because not only are you doing yourself a disservice in the future when it's time for private equity to look at your business. Now, they're not going to tell you that they take off on the price for that.
Yeah, we were just talking to Billy about that the other day.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll let Kevin go into that stuff more, but this is going to be a powerful episode, and I think it's going to be good for those that maybe you don't offer extended warranties, or you've considered, or you've tried doing it in-house and it's just a pain to do, and you don't want the liability. Kevin's gonna dive into that and how that can help you today.
And if you're watching this episode, check out my amazing hat. It's not our normal Service Business Mastery hat, but it's the JB Warranty one. It's close second.
I keep checking the mail every day for mine, but I haven't seen it yet.
We'll have to get somebody on that. Maybe Kevin.
Kevin, you know somebody? He can't say anything, so he's just sitting there laughing in the background.
Also want to give a huge shout out to Upfrog and everything that they do to make the podcast possible. Refrog is the latest thing that they have out, and we did a podcast episode on that. And if you haven't checked out that episode, check it out. We'll tag it in the show notes. And last but not least, Company Cam, huge. We had an episode that we recorded at the Women in HVACR Expo event a couple weeks ago, and that's always we always have fun talking with everyone. But they're doing great things for our industry, and it's only going to get better. So
I got nothing else, so let's start.
Are you looking for valuable business advice to reach that 7-figure revenue mark? Do you want actionable tips to properly navigate through every business challenge you encounter along the way? Let Tersh Blissett and Josh Crouch be your guide in getting you to the top here at Service Business Mastery. Tune in as they sit down with world-renowned authors in business, leadership, and personal growth who share valuable insights about management, marketing, pricing, human resources, and so much more. Let their nuggets of wisdom gold guide you in owning a thriving, profitable, and ever-growing business. Here are your hosts, Tersh and Josh.
Hey, Kevin, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good.
Fabulous.
I know what to get Josh for Christmas now, so maybe the big guy will show up with a hat under the tree for you.
Check that one off.
I can always use more hats.
Nice.
So I had to match my attire to my JB Warranties hat today.
Looking sharp.
Yeah.
Dude, you're so fancy.
Well,
I didn't at all. I didn't match shit, to be honest. I just threw a t-shirt on and I had to cover my bald head. So
your two greens are clashing.
I know they are.
I wasn't going to say anything earlier.
Well, Ron Davis likes to point out that I dress like shit compared to you. So he points it out every time he can.
Yeah, it happens. So, Kevin, for those who don't know who you are, what JB Warranties is, can you tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself?
Sure, I'd love to. So JB Warranties, leading extended labor warranty company across the U.S. Me personally, I've been in the kind of software services space for, gosh, a long time, 3 decades. For the last approximately 5-6 years, I've been in the field service space. I was a chief revenue officer of a field service management company. Work with another company that responsible for global sales in the field service space as well. Something that's definitely a lifelong pursuit. My dad was a contractor. Worked with him, summers and weekends growing up. Wasn't skilled with my hands, on the rink, or working with the tools. So I had to get into sales. But,
for those that don't know, I was raising my hand if you're listening to this, because that is exactly who I am. That's why we have Tersh fixes everything. I screw.
We break everything. So I've been with JB Warranties just over a year, but I've known the executive team for really the 27 years since I moved down here to Dallas Fort Worth from Canada. And I talked to Jeff Bohannon, who's the president of the company. I said, Jeff, congratulations. The company's doing so well. They continue to grow and expand and really develop deep relationships with manufacturers, distributors, dealers. I said, but I think there's a real opportunity to add more value. And, through our conversations, we talked about creating a marketplace. So on jbwarranties.com, you can click on marketplace. It's available to all dealers. So there's products and services available there. We've gone out on behalf of our dealer partners and negotiated favorable rates. And really what we tried to do, guys, is look at those types of products and services that help dealers do one of 3 things: either help them increase their revenue, help them manage their expenses or decrease their expenses, and thirdly, help them mitigate risk. Because as we know, there's a lot of risk potential out there. A lot of these dealers are small family businesses, and I like to say they're one catastrophic event away from bankruptcy. And so if we can help them avoid that, then we've done a good thing. And so the JBW sales team has really embraced it. So when they go out and visit a dealer, instead of them just saying, "Oh, the warranty guy's here with a box of donuts," every quarter, it's actually, the JB Warranty guy's here, and he's a small business consultant who's a trusted advisor who can help us with, a number of different products and services. So any of our dealer partners, or even if you're not currently registered with JB Warranties, that's a free service that's available off of our website. And we'd love everyone to take advantage of it.
What kind
if you have extra donuts, just mail them to me.
What's that?
Those are gonna be nasty by the time they get to you.
If you have, just mail me the gift certificate then.
I will get you. Yeah, I will get you a Krispy Kreme. Now I've got you both handed, right? A hat for him and Krispy Kreme gift certificate.
We're pretty easy to shop for.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
If there's any other vendors listening to this episode, you know what we like.
Right.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So Kevin, when you mentioned your territory managers and stuff going around these contractors, what do you guys hear? Like, what are some common things that contractors resist offering extended warranties? What are their common objections?
Why
or
is
the
it
common
that,
things?
Yeah.
There's a few. They'll say that, we have to be the lowest price bid, and in order to do that, we can't layer in additional costs for an extended labor warranty, or our competition doesn't offer it, so we don't offer it. Some will say, well, we don't see the value in the labor warranty. It's one of those things that's kind of like, and unfortunately, when we're all consumers, so we go to Best Buy, we go to Staples, we go to different, retailers, and they're always trying to, jam extended warranties. You buy a $50, piece of electronic. Hey, would you like a warranty? It's like, seriously? No, I'll just buy a new one if it breaks, right?
Right.
So it really comes down to education. We really have to educate the dealers that in turn can educate our homeowners of the value of the extended labor warranty, because they're making a big investment, right? They're opening their wallet, they're making an investment, $10,000, $20,000. And it's like, hey, the parts coverage typically is covered by the manufacturer for 10 years. Many cases, the dealer is covering a 1-year labor warranty because they're standing behind their install. But then what are you going to do for the rest of the, 5, 7, 9 years, right? And that's where we come in. So it's really offering peace of mind. It's kind of that worry-free comfort, as some of our partners like to say. It's like, hey, for an additional, $500, additional $1,000 as you're making this big investment, anything goes wrong with that unit over the next 10 years, just call the contractor and he's going to take care of it for you, right? And so it really is peace of mind what they're offering. Why it makes sense for the dealer, there's really a number of different reasons. If they add and they bundle in that warranty up front at point of sale, they can mark it up. So there's some additional revenue to be had on the front end for the warranty. And then with JB Warranties, the only contractor that is tied to that warranty that can perform warranty work is that contractor. So it's really solidifying the relationship between the contractor and the homeowner. And as Billy from Sera likes to say, it's all about owning your backyard, right? So you're basically creating this wall around these homeowners that your competitors can't get into, because you've provided them a new system and you've got it under warranty for the next 10 years. That's why service agreements and labor agreements are so important. And then you're creating additional reoccurring revenue. So over the term of that labor warranty, you're the one that's going to be getting those calls. So you're going to be getting paid from JB Warranties, right, based on your negotiated rate. And as you mentioned earlier, if you're eventually going to sell your business, and you have a third-party administrator on your warranties like JB Warranties, that's considered an asset. If you are doing it and you're self-insured, in many cases that's considered a liability, because a lot of what the contractors do is they take the money in, they kind of sock it over here, and they kind of draw from it when they perform some work, and at the end of the year, whatever's left over, that funds the holiday party. That's not really
and I'm wondering how many actually they come with the idea, like they open a bank account, maybe they start doing like, hey, 2% of the sale will go here, 1%. I wonder how many actually stick with that every single day, week, month, year. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. You can do it, right? You have to set up deferred revenue accounts, and as you say, a lot of dealers, what they'll do is they'll take a percentage of sales and they'll put it there. But why not just stick to what you're good at, right? Stick to repairing stuff and stick to installing stuff, and leave that to the professionals, and having a third-party administrator just makes sense. And then the last benefit is, in 10 to 12 years, when that system needs to be changed out, who's that homeowner going to go to? Well, they're going to go to the guy that's been in their attic for the last decade, right? Helping with service agreements and changing out filters and doing all the repair work. So those are kind of the main benefits for the dealer. And again, it's really peace of mind for the homeowners. Why extend the labor warranties makes sense.
So do you find that? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Josh.
I was just going to say, so obviously there's value in just offering that. Are you finding that the dealers that are really taking this and running with it are doing anything extra above and beyond with their packages, if you will, to kind of create additional value? Yeah.
And so bundled pricing is important, right? As opposed to, because you know what it's like. You go in with a good, better, best estimate for a homeowner, and in their mind, they want the best, but they want the good price, right? And so the first thing they do is they start looking line item by line item. What can we get rid of? And something like an extended labor warranty is an easy line item to eliminate to get your price down. So if you can bundle the price, kind of like a Happy Meal, hey, the price is the price. I don't want the labor warranty. It's like, it's still the same price, right? And so if you position it as a bundled price as opposed to line item pricing, that will help. Adding it onto every single bid, if you look at the penetration rate right now of labor warranties, probably in around 20-25%. And so if we get dealers conditioned where every single bid that goes out the door has labor warranties, we think that the attach rate will be driven up. And again, it's all about creating value, right, for the dealers. Instead of just, hey, I want to sell you a unit, I want to install it, and I'm going to move on to the next one. It's no, I'm in your neighborhood. You see our trucks here. We want to create a relationship with you as the homeowner. We want to be your go-to for not only your AC units, but your hot water. We want to provide your, as I mentioned, change out your filters twice a year. We want to perform the preventive maintenance services, maybe get into water filtration. So it's really owning your backyard and owning the relationship with that homeowner. Because if you provide good service, good products at a good price, there's no need for these homeowners to go elsewhere. What
do you say to the people who don't want, like, what happens if, like, okay, so let me wrap my thought around my tongue.
Should we do some word exercises?
Sounds like.
What do you say to the contractor who wants to divorce that client? So you mentioned that the 10-year warranty kind of latches them onto you.
Yeah, so we're unique in the marketplace where we allow, let's say you sell your home and you can transfer that warranty to, the person that's buying your home at zero cost. You can also transfer it to another dealer. So we have it where maybe a homeowner goes sideways with a contractor, says, look, I just don't want them, they installed the unit, but I don't want them setting foot in my house anymore. We'll work with them to find another contractor in their area that, that's part of the JB Warranties family and make that happen for them. The other thing, Tersh, that we do is we understand that, the demographics across the states are different, right? The cost structures, I like to say, if it's Manhattan, Kansas versus Manhattan, New York, are completely different. And that's why if you look at our price book, we start at an $85 labor rate all the way up to $300 labor rate per hour, right? And we start at, 2 years to 12 years in many cases with warranties. And we're starting to hear now, specifically from the Northeast that, they're looking for labor rates in the 400, 500 per hour, right? Because costs are just skyrocketing. And so we're very flexible. We've got the voice of the customer, and we have the flexibility to build, packages that are labor only or labor plus parts allowance, including refrigerant, without refrigerant. So it really is a menu. And so the dealers, we can work with them and our TMs can work with them and say, look, let's put together the labor warranties that make sense for you, right? How long it's going to be, what the term is, what the labor rate is, what you want to include, what you want to exclude. Also gives them the opportunity to maybe sell a 2-year labor warranty. So if they're trying to hit a certain price point, and then it gives them an upsell, cross-sell opportunity in 24 months. So definitely there's some benefits there. You had mentioned earlier around the administration. Oh, sorry, was there a question?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. You had mentioned about the administration of the warranties, right? So you have to go in your field service management application, sell the warranty, send it back to the office. Maybe someone logs in, they start cutting and pasting data from their FSM into our website. And so, we were able to have a conversation with Billy Stevens over at Sera. And as the relationship evolved, it's like, hey, we think there's a real opportunity to streamline that. As you know, Billy and Sera is all about efficiencies. It's all about simplicity. And so we're very excited to roll out the first of its kind automation of warranties. And so how it works is that JB Warranty registered dealers that are using Sera, they can add our warranties, or they don't have to add all of them. They can just add their favorites if they want, but they can add their warranty options in their price book. And then they can create bundles with those warranties so that as the comfort advisors are out there providing quotes, good, better, best quotes, it can have different layers of warranties associated with it. Once the job is complete and paid for, through an API, it automatically scrapes information out of that Sera record. So contact information, install date, model, serial number, all of that, necessary information is pulled through an API from Sera over to JB Warranties. It populates a warranty. It triggers payment between the contractor and JB Warranties. And then once we receive payment, we then shoot, again through an API, a link to that warranty back inside the Sera for the contractor, and then an additional link into the customer hub for the customer to access. So that's
So
pretty
then
cool.
they
That's
have
really
their whole record right there.
Because
at
you
their
can look,
fingertip.
because with Sera, you can log into the back end, you can see all of your invoices. So you're saying that there's actually going to be a link where they can see their warranty status.
correct. And then the next step, Josh, is that, and this will be available early in the new year, is that, and we have a 91-day waiting period from the time that you purchase warranties to the time that you can process a claim. But the next thing is, homeowner calls up to Sera, says, "Hey, I've got a claim, or I've got a repair." They pull up the record, see that it's under a JB warranty, and they'll be able to actually do the work. And then they'll be able to click on that warranty from within their system and actually submit a claim to us automatically. They'll be able to upload any supporting documentation, send it over. Our customer service team, claims team, will take a look at it. They will vet it, match it up, approve it, and then pay the dealer directly.
Man, you're going to make some really big companies really happy.
Yeah.
Like ones that
really
deal with
trying.
this regularly, like just what you're describing right now. If you have never dealt with warranties, talk to whoever deals with it in your company and show them this. They're going to be doing backflips. Like,
Yes.
I don't even think you realize how much work that is to do all of these things and fill out the paperwork and then scan it in and email it and keep records. Like, I love what you guys are talking about here.
And the best part is, right? So we tried to tick all the boxes. Well, it's too difficult to process warranties. Okay, we've solved for that. Well, the cost of FSMs are expensive. Okay, so we're solving for that as well. So what JB Warranties is doing is that any dealers that are purchasing our warranties from within Sera, they're going to be eligible for a co-op. And if the dealer is an elite dealer with any brand, so it doesn't matter if they're with Train or with Lennox or Goodman or Carrier, Ream-Rude, doesn't matter. If they're part of their elite dealer program, they're entitled to a 5% co-op. All other dealers are entitled to a 2% co-op. And those funds will be made available to the dealers on a quarterly basis to basically buy down their Sera subscription costs.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
Nothing wrong with that.
If I had a mic, I'd drop it right now. But that's no one else has done that. No one else has automated the process. And so any dealers that are on pen and paper, or those that are thinking about a change, should definitely consider it, because we're helping to reduce their costs. And again, that's what our marketplace is all about, right? Helping reduce their costs and helping them to increase their revenue streams. And I think we're going to hit a home run with this.
That's
so
cool.
I know you guys are still working on this, right? So, and I'm sure there's a lot of back and forth with the data and the API connections and stuff. Do you guys have like a soft launch,
Yeah, we're in it now. Yeah, so we actually have a couple of accounts signed up under beta, and it's going to be generally available to all dealers here at the end of the month. And so the best thing to do is, go through the process, sign up, and any dealers that are interested I'll find the link here and I'll send it over to you. But any dealers that are interested in signing up for a Sera demo can do that from our marketplace. So just go to jbwarranties.com, click on the marketplace button in the top right corner. And when you see Sera, I think it's the first tile that's listed, request a demo through there. That way you're tagged to JB Warranties. And then once you get signed up, you're going to get access to preferential pricing because of the relationship. And then once you go through your onboarding, they'll be able to, at the end of it, activate the integration with the warranties. And if you're not currently using JB Warranties and you want to, when you sign up on our marketplace for the Sera demo, also click JB Warranties, and that way we'll get you signed up for both services. You can integrate it and then take advantage of the co-op.
So for those listening to this episode and aren't seeing the live recording, he's talking about the end of November. We probably won't have the episode quite done yet with Thanksgiving coming up, but he's talking. So this will be live by the end of November 2022.
Yep.
So Kevin, I got a couple of questions here.
Sure.
You mentioned an upsell after 24 months. Does that mean that you don't have to sell this right when the system's installed, so we can sell this to an existing system?
Yeah, and as I mentioned, we work with all brands, so that's important, right? Because not all warranty companies will cover all brands. We do. You can purchase a warranty on a system that's up to 2 years old.
Okay.
So if it was installed 18 months ago or 23 and a half months ago, you can put a warranty on it, even if you didn't install it. So if Josh goes in and installs a new unit for me and he puts a warranty on
You're in
that,
trouble if I'm doing it.
and yeah, I know. We're gonna have a lot of claims on that. And then you look to the left, and there's another unit that was installed by someone else. As long as it was within the last 2 years, Josh can sell us a warranty on both those units, and he'll be tied to it, so he'll have the warranty work or the repair work assigned to him. You can, again, when I was saying the 2 years, Tersh, you can put a 2-year warranty, right? So the labor warranty is good for 2 years. And then after 2 years, you can then call the customer and say, hey, would you like to renew that, right? Would you like to renew it for another 3 years, another 5 years, another 7 years?
Okay. So if they renew it for 3 years, at the end of that, that's 5 years. Now, can they purchase more after that, or is it? Oh, okay.
You can purchase up to, I think it's 10 years total. And then at that point, as you get a new unit, you can put a new warranty on it.
Okay. But as long as they purchased warranties up until that 5-year mark, then they can continue to purchase it out to the 10-year mark.
That's correct.
Okay. So the next question I have is pertaining to, it's not really pertaining to you necessarily, more so the extended warranties in general. What would you say to someone who believes that if a system's installed properly, you had a proper vacuum and commissioning process and everything, that it shouldn't fail in the next 10 years? How do you have that conversation with someone?
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, right? And yes, you hope that the product was produced and installed and was transported in ideal conditions, and it was installed by a certified technician, and there's rainbows and butterflies, everything's great. That's what we all want, right? The same thing purchasing a car, right? You hope that the car is going to last past the warranty period, but there are some lemons out there, and stuff goes wrong. So it's really, it's insurance for when you need it, right? And hope you don't need it, but in those cases that you do. And so again, you're just providing that peace of mind that if something does go wrong, you're covered, right? You're making the financial decision now, and you're making the investment now for, the potential for future, issues.
Yeah. So that makes sense to me. I guess playing devil's advocate, a lot of times people would say, I've heard business owners, and I've even been guilty of saying this myself. If it's going to fail, it's going to fail in the first year or 2 years, because that's going to be your callback window. Obviously, if it's not maintained, the filter's never changed, you get flood back to a compressor fails. That's a extenuation circumstance. But as long as it's well maintained, and so what happens to the business owners that are seeing this, a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 that they're spending on a warranty, and they're not having any claims at all. And so then they're seeing, okay, I could just throw this at the bottom line and take my chances. What happens if they take their chances and they lose?
Right. And again, you're hedging your bet, right?
Yeah.
And so in some cases, and in fact, we see, Tersh, where the highest claim rate is actually in the kind of 3, 4, 5. It's almost like it almost works like this, right? And in many cases, if I'm installing a unit and I'm trying to, have my price as low as possible, I'm throwing out a 1 year or 2 year, but I'm not accounting for it. And so I'm taking the quick $10,000 sale right now, but 18 months from now, all of a sudden I get that phone call and say, hey, well, this is under warranty. You gotta take care of it. Right. And all of a sudden it's like, well, shoot, I just incurred $800 or $600, $800 in labor cost because I'm on the hook for something that I sold 2 years ago. So managing that and maintaining that, it's a whole lot easier if you just get into the cadence, the process of, hey, we put a labor warranty on this. And so even during that first year, that second year, that your labor costs are covered. The other thing that we're trying to educate our dealers on is, look, $85 an hour now and $85 an hour in 8 years from now, it's not going to buy the same, right? We've all seen
$85 a year ago versus
right.
Year.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's exactly right. Yeah, you can get like a dozen eggs for $85, can't you? So we're really trying to work with our dealers to say, look, make sure and this is where, again, shameless plug for Sera. When you talk about efficiencies and you talk about profitability and the financial health of your business, you want to make sure that you know your numbers so that you're getting paid accordingly to not only cover your costs, but cover your profit margin, your gross margins that you want as well. And so we're really talking about, hey, maybe instead of 85, maybe it's 105, or maybe it's 125, 150. You really have to account for what you think that cost of living adjustment is going to be over that period of time, so that when you're out there, you're not taking in the shorts.
So tell me this: when we're talking 85 or 105 or $300, we're talking more time and material versus wrench time. As far as, because most of the times when we're pricing out flat rate pricing, quote unquote flat rate pricing, it's not uncommon to see 250, 450, like those are numbers that are pretty common to see. And for somebody who only builds out based on wrench time or flat rate time, to hear someone say 85 is like, that
seems
would
really
give,
low.
That would give Ruth King a heart attack. And so can you explain the difference, or is that even in your wheelhouse? Like the difference in that, like why someone would even choose 85 and what their flat rate price might be comparable to that?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, as we're looking at 2023 pricing and above, or beyond, we're really reevaluating that. I really think that it's going to go away, and it's going to be, over $100 per hour. And if anything, like I mentioned up in the Northeast, we're going to be adding to the high end. And again, that's per hour, right? So we've gone through and we have a repair schedule. So we know, hey, if this is what the repair is, it's 3 hours, right? So it's $105 times 3 hours. That's what you're getting paid labor on that. Or if it's a 4-hour job, or if it's a 45, whatever it is, right? We've got that repair schedule. And so all of our dealers know in advance what we're paying out and how many hours we're allowing. If it's slated for a 2.5 hour labor, to replace that unit, and it takes the dealer an hour, we're still going to pay out at 2.5 hours. Unfortunately, if it takes him 6 hours because he didn't have the parts and he had to go back and forth, and he had, 3 hours travel time, he's going to get for that, whatever that amount is. We also offer a trip charge that can be added in as well. So again, we're extremely flexible in the number of warranties and the number of warranty options we have, because we want to make sure that we've got options that fit the dealers, based on if it's chucking a truck or if it's it's a really large multi-location dealership.
So how do we see into the future? How do we know what we need to be?
I'm gonna hit the mute button.
I can see in the future.
My goal is to talk over Josh. He has something to say.
You've been successful.
Go ahead, Tersh. Sorry.
Yeah, as a business owner, we all want to grow. We all want to be rich, and we all want to retire when we're 25. Some of us are successful at that. Some of us aren't. But we want to know the future, and we want to sell it. We want to purchase it low and sell it at high. And but if we purchase it at $85, like you mentioned earlier, and 10 years from now, $85 and $85, what's the chances that someone's going to be like, just come and say, hey, I'm just not going to warranty that because I can't do it for $85. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's a concern for sure. And that's why our TMs, we have these conversations, and we do role playing around overcoming objections and those sorts of things. We really try to educate, our relationships with our OEM partners and their TMs and the distribution TMs as well. That, again, knowing your numbers and making sure that you know what you should be charging for an hourly rate. And that's why, we're going to start seeing these numbers increase, into the, as I mentioned, 125, 150, $200 an hour, just because the cost of everything's going up. The cost, the cost of acquiring a new employee is going up. The trucks are going up. The cost of gasoline's going up. It's just, it's just what we're dealing with.
Tersh, can I talk?
Depends on what you want to ask.
You shouldn't ask that question. So I wanted to go back to Kevin. You mentioned the bell curve of when you see most failure rates, because most, like Tersh said, most people think maybe it's like the first year or two, and you said it's like years 3, 4, and 5. Do you have any data of like the most common reasons why that is?
No, I don't. I just got the kind of summarized data, and that's something that we're looking at and we're kind of digging into as far as really looking at different classifications of the types of failures, when they're happening, why that is. But yeah, we don't have information that we can share publicly or around that, unfortunately.
Okay, I was just curious.
Privately later.
Yeah. If you mute everyone else, I can tell you the answer.
Well, I was just curious if it was like, because a lot of times when somebody gets something new, right, they might wait a while to get that first oil change on their car. Because like, oh, it's new, it's fine, everything's fine, right? My tires are fine, this is fine. So that new unit runs for a couple of years and they really haven't taken care of it, and that's where I was trying to go with it. And I didn't know if you had data to suggest that was the case or not.
Maybe they're not, you're supposed to change out your filters every 6 months. Maybe they're skipping it, right? Or it's extending, or it's weather related, or, there's been some stress to it. There's multiple reasons for that, of course.
Okay. So that's why I was trying to interrupt Tersh, because we were like, this is like 4 questions ago now, but that's okay.
You're welcome. Is there a such thing as just getting a warranty for the second half of the 10 years?
Oh, no. We have, there are some warranty. No, it has to be within the first 2 years. It's got to have a
goal
warranty.
is to make you say, no, I accomplished it. So
guilty. Yeah. I've shared everything that I know about our warranty business. I've shared with you. And so my knowledge bank is depleted. As I say, my main scope and day to day is really working with partners and
So my thing is like, I've made this up in my head. I don't know. Maybe I've heard somebody talk about it. I don't have any idea. There's all kinds of voices up there that are trying to argue to see who gets out. And sometimes the one that gets out don't make any sense, but I thought that I had heard that there was a warranty that like you could buy 5 years, but you didn't have to start the 5 years until the 5th year because of like older, I don't know. I guess like your bell curve you're talking about, it's starting to fail at 5 year mark. I don't know. Yeah. And again, you can just imagine, right? Because the older the equipment, the higher propensity of repairs. So, it doesn't make any sense for JB Warranties, but it makes great sense for
because there's so much risk there. Right.
Yeah, tons.
Those are voices.
Just ask Ian. Like if there was a weird off the wall question, I asked the HR guy that, and I tried my best to stump him, but I couldn't.
I think we should make your questions get pre-approved before the show.
What? Hey, I got a question for you. Would you ever pick up a hitchhiker?
Ooh. No, not in this day and age. No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely 100. So you're saying there's a chance. It's the thing, right?
We all want to think we would, right? We all want to say like, if someone really needed help, we would want to.
Maybe, but I don't know. Psychos come in all shapes and forms, so I'd have to say a hard no there.
True story. Just ask my ex.
Yeah.
What? Did I say that out loud? That was the wrong voice came out that time. Anyways, Josh,
we have completely derailed. We're off the tracks.
Yeah.
Good job, Josh.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Whatever.
So, Kevin, you gave some. We can go to your site, sign up there. Is there anything else that we should know, or the listeners should know before they? Is there a way that they can take a look at rate sheets or anything without signing up? Is there any like low hanging fruit type stuff we can send people? Yeah, probably the best thing we can do is to kind of if they want to learn more, we can coordinate a call for them. We do have literature that's available that we can send out. It really takes 90 seconds to sign up as a registered dealer. Once you do, we're going to provide all the information for you. We have a standing promotion for all new dealers. There's a discount on the first warranty that's sold. Every new dealer is assigned to a territory manager. They're going to do an outreach. If they're within close proximity, they're going to come in and visit, walk you through all the different programs.
or else we'll do a Zoom call. So it really is convenient, very, very simple, to get engaged with JB Warranties if you're not currently.
Awesome. No, that's great. This has been, I appreciate you shedding some light, because Billy tells us enough to keep us really excited.
Yeah.
But not enough to be like, oh, like he's not like letting us like spilling the beans.
Right.
He just kind of like opens the can a little bit.
It's like that insurance car guy that has like the fish hook, and he's like,
just enough. Yeah.
With like the dollar bill that's like hanging from the fish hook, and he's like, as soon as you get close, he pulls it away from you.
Yeah.
I'm sending Billy some waiters for Christmas because he's that guy to me. He's like, "Oh, you want to know something? Yeah." I'm just kidding.
Well, and Billy's been so successful with the HVAC companies that he's built, and I've had the pleasure of bringing. We actually, because we're so close to the Sera office, we can bring dealers down to the office. They can do a walk around. Check out the Billy Go operations, see how they're utilizing Sera, get a chance to do an on-site demo, which is absolutely great. When when the industry average right now is 4, 6, maybe 8% on the high end for profitability and EBITDA for these dealers, and we're seeing Sera customers that are pulling out 24, 26, 28, 30%, profitability on the annual basis, that's life-changing for these businesses, right? That allows them that equity to expand, to grow, to upgrade their trucks, to go hire people. That's awesome. And so culturally, Sera and JB Warranties are aligned. They're really trying to help, change the lives of these dealers. And that's what we're trying to do through our warranty business, as well as all of our new partnerships through our marketplace. So it's definitely a great match.
So if you want the best regional manager, definitely Will. Will is the man.
Will Basco, my good friend.
He just happens to be mine. So.
Yes.
You're not biased at all. Will, you deserve a raise.
And as you can imagine, with Will, and see, he's fortunate because he's got the Bulldogs, right? And they're perennially good. Down here in Dallas, it's our little kind of Horned Frogs of TCU, undefeated, no big deal. We're number 4 right now, so yeah, we're pretty. Come on now, we're pretty excited.
Georgia's number 1.
I know. So we're having our little time. So Brian and I, of course, we're going at it last weekend because he's a big Longhorn fan, and so TCU went down to Austin and kicked some Longhorn butt. So
Brian wore a Longhorns jersey to the UGA game.
Yeah.
Oh, him and Evan and who else was it that was there? They were
Patrick.
rooting against the Georgia Bulldogs in the Georgia Bulldogs section, sitting right behind me. I was laughing.
He's a Marine. He's kind of bold that way. So,
I love Brian. He's great.
Yeah.
Brian, Will needs a raise, by the way.
What's that?
I said Brian
TCU
will
paid the
need a raise.
refs. That's a nice comment there.
Who said that?
I don't know who said that. Just
Brian
says
said
Facebook user.
that.
Is that Brian?
That's
Of
Brian.
course it is.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Of course, they're going to spot check me on all the stuff I talked about with warranties, right? It's like, hey, you kind of missed the mark there.
We're going to send him. We're sending Brian a transcription with bullet notes.
I'm hoping Brian caught the part about me needing a hat.
Hey, Tersh, make sure it's in really big font, though.
Oh, for Brian? Oh,
yeah, for Brian. If you can get him like an audio book, that would probably help.
That's what the podcast for is.
That's right.
Kevin, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Everybody at JB Warranty is amazing. There are always many errors. You guys are always awesome to hang out with. And a huge shout out to you and Patrick Lang for providing that experience for us at the UGA game. It was a Georgia versus Florida game.
Yep.
And Patrick, he's a huge fan of Florida. Him and his family went to school there. Unfortunately, they got their world rocked. But still, with a smile, he was like,
"Yeah, Patrick's a good friend of ours, and of course, anyone that's looking to buy or sell businesses, his business modification group is fantastic. So, shout out to Patrick."
Absolutely. Josh, you got anything else you want to add before we wrap things up here?
No, we're good. I'm a Badger fan. We suck this year, so I got.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Service Business Mastery. Now that you are equipped with essential business advice from this impactful conversation, you are one step closer to becoming the successful owner of your dreams. If this episode has been helpful to your business journey, don't forget to subscribe to the show, leave a rating, and share it with other owners as well. Visit servicebusinessmastery.com to learn